Imagine standing on top of just a majestic mountain, looking out. But what if its name wasn't just a name? What if it held a secret, a really surprising story? Today, we're doing one of our deep dives into an ancient Buddhist text. It's called the Isigilisuttaṃ, basically a discourse from the Buddha to unravel the fascinating origin of this very unique mountain, Isigili.
Yeah, and it's fascinating how this specific mountain is named. It doesn't just tell us about a place on a map. It tells us about profound spiritual figures and how history, perception, even local stories can really shape language itself. Our mission here is basically to pull out those key insights, those aha moments from this really rich source. We want to give you a kind of shortcut to understanding this captivating piece of ancient wisdom.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. The source, the sutta, it places us in the ancient city of Rājagaha. And we have Bhagavan, that's a title for the Buddha, meaning fortunate one speaking to his monks. And they're actually on the Isigili mountain. And he points out some other big peaks nearby.
Right. And what's really compelling here is that the Buddha, he specifically asks the monks, do you see those mountains? Like Vihara, Pachiva, Vepua, and Geshaku Vulture Peak. And then he reveals something really crucial. These mountains, they used to have different names, different labels in the past. It's subtle, but it's a really significant detail. It shows how names, even for something seemingly permanent like a mountain, can shift over time.
That is interesting. So the other peaks, their names evolved.
Yeah.
But Isigili, what about Isigili? Did the text say anything about why its name might have, lasted?
Well, exactly. Unlike the other mountains, the text explicitly states that Isigili's name and its designation, they've stayed constant, which naturally raises the question, why? What made this particular mountain different? The fact that its name endured suggests there must be a pretty powerful story connected to it.
And the sutta gives us a really incredible explanation, doesn't it? It tells us that way back in ancient times, 500 Paccekabuddhas resided on this very mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And these Paccekabuddhas, they're quite unique figures,
Yeah.
self-enlightened beings, right? They attain enlightenment on their own,
Yeah.
often without teaching others, and they live there for a long time.
Yeah, and the story gets even more vivid. People back then, they would see these Paccekabuddhas going into the mountain.
Okay.
But here's the thing. They were never seen coming out. They just disappear into it.
Right.
And this observation, it led to a very powerful, almost you could say mystical folk interpretation among the local people.
Right. And the conclusion they reached was basically, hey, this mountain swallows these sages. It's such a literal, powerful image, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it led directly to the name, Isi meaning sages.
Sages, yeah.
And Gili meaning swallows. Isigili, the mountain that swallows sages. It's quite a surprising fact how that specific observation just stuck. It's kind of like Rājagaha had its own ancient mystery story,
Mm-hmm.
Enlightened beings vanishing without a trace.
Exactly. That observation, combined with, obviously, the deep reverence people must have had for these enlightened beings, it just cemented the name in the popular mind. It became the story of the mountain.
So then the Buddha, he actually declares he's going to list the names of these Paccekabuddhas. He wants to celebrate their memory.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't just a passing mention. It feels more like a deliberate act of preserving history within the text itself.
Oh, absolutely. It's treated with real significance, and it's not just a few names. The text meticulously records quite a long list. It really gives you a window into that period. We hear names like Arito, Upari, Tagarsiki, Yasasi, Sudasano, Piadasi, Gantaro, Pichulo. The list goes on and on. It really indicates a significant number of these unique individuals.
Wow.
Just hearing that roll call, you almost get a sense of this community of sages, right? It really highlights the diversity and sheer number of paths to awakening back then.
And the text makes it clear these weren't just, ordinary hermits. They're described with some incredible qualities. Things like free from sorrow without craving.
Yeah.
Having attained perfect enlightenment for themselves, and whose arrows of defilement are removed, meaning they were totally free from mental impurities, from suffering.
Mm-hmm. Precisely. They're presented as supreme men. Their existence cycle is exhausted, which means, they're free from the cycle of rebirth. They've overcome all fetters, all the things that bind us to attain final nirvana. That language really conveys the immense respect and veneration for these figures. It emphasizes their profound spiritual achievements, the state of complete liberation they reached, and it reinforces why their presence would leave such a lasting mark, why that story about them vanishing into the mountain would become its enduring identity.
So when you think about it, what does this all mean for you listening? We started this deep dive just wondering about a mountain's name.
Huh?
Isigilisuttaṃ. And we ended up uncovering this incredibly vibrant history of ancient wisdom, spiritual attainment, all wrapped up in that single powerful word.
Yeah, the story of Isigili, it's more than just about an old mountain. It's a really potent example of how human observation, interpretation, maybe even a bit of myth-making, can just fill a place with lasting meaning. It shows us how cultures try to make sense of the unexplained, and how sometimes those explanations get baked right into the language, into the geography itself. And it definitely raises a question, doesn't it? What other hidden stories, what other kinds of swallowed wisdom might be waiting right there in the everyday names and places that surround you?
Maybe the next time you come across a place with a name that seems a bit odd or unique, you'll pause for a second and just wonder, what story is this place trying to tell?